7, 8. Hit the count, dip it clean, stand it up, lock it in. Gym lights, head tight, music loud. Friday night, from the car to the mat. Every rep, every set, all heart, all in. Run it back again. Cheer moms, cheer dads, cheer life, no cap. Wow, wow, wow. Cheer dads, Unfiltered.
All right, welcome to the very first episode of Cheer Dads Unfiltered. We're literally outside USA Youth Fitness Center during Thursday night practice. The girls are in the gym working hard, and we're out here doing what we already do every week, talking cheer, talking dad life, and learning this whole world one practice at a time. Let's start this off with some introductions. Jeff, for the people who don't know us yet, kick us off. Who are you? Who's Ruby? And how did you end up a cheer dad?
So my name is Jeff. My daughter's name is Ruby. We actually tried every sport, man. We adopted Ruby. Don't know if you guys know that. We adopted her, so we tried the sports. We tried soccer. I'm like a dad. This is my first time being a dad. I'm like, I need some hits in the sports, man. I need to be coaching. I need all this. I want to coach. So we tried soccer. She was showing up in a dress in soccer. I'm like, this isn't good.
Yeah.
This isn't good.
This ain't it.
We're like, what about dance? Because she's watching Dance Moms. I'm watching Dance Moms. Like, I could be a dance mom. I could be a dance mom. You know what I mean? Like, I'm watching these kids getting weighed, and I'm like, maybe I can't. But so we tried dance, and I had to like hide in the corner, and I'm like looking down the hallway, and she just hated it, man. She hated it. But Queen Creek High School had a like where the kids come out and they do cheer.
Oh, yeah.
With the team out there, and man, she loved it. She loved it.
Wow.
So the next year, Higley did it. Like the different high schools, I guess they do it every year. And Higley did it, and they practiced in their gym beforehand. And I'm like watching some of these girls in there, like Ruby's age, doing like backflips and stuff. I'm like, well, we need to practice because you can't even do a cartwheel. I mean, you're good at doing this.
Yeah.
So then we found USA Gym. We did some tumbling stuff, and she always saw the girls doing a little cheer thing next door. We did the tryout, and here we are, man. So
I love that,
it's been
man.
fun so far, right?
That's really cool, yeah. David, same for you. Well, who are you? Who's Everly? And how did you get pulled into this cheer world with us?
Yeah. I'm David. My Everly is our oldest child. Very similar story, honestly. We tried out just about everything. Our second daughter really found her thing, which is dance. She does competitive dance and she loves it. As we've always kind of been searching for what Everly's thing is. And I'm not sure it's cheer yet, but she really likes it right now. And we started out, she did soccer shots and things like that. She didn't like all the running. It's too much. And we moved into, she did gymnastics for a long time. And that's what brought us to USA Gym. We moved out to Queen Creek and she started doing gymnastics here. And then she saw the cheerleaders and saw the cheer teams that were going. And she was always wanted to be able to do a performance. In gymnastics, they don't really do a lot of performances.
Yeah.
So she wanted to move to cheer. And then we started cheer. Same thing. She's got, first day we saw the tryouts and things like that. We realized she's got a lot of work to do, a lot of practice to do. But that's it.
Nice. Very cool. Well, I'm Tom, girl dad as well to Isabella, or her cheer alter ego. She yells at us to call her Izzy. This is our first year too. So just to clarify, this is your guys' first year in this, right?
First year.
Yeah. So we're all novice dads trying to figure out what the cheer dad stuff is like. And same for us. Bella was coming here for gymnastics for a while, just keeping her active, getting her something to do. And they had a 7-week cheer rec program.
Mm-hmm.
And so we signed up. She was like, I want to do it. So she did 7 weeks. It was very light with the coaches. And at the end, they gave them an invite to join the competitive cheer. And so there was the travel team and then the non-travel team. So we did it. She was like, I want in, and she tried out, and next thing you know, we're getting on the team, and now we are in this cheer world. So it is crazy. The wives are inside, the girls are grinding, and the three of us ended up kind of forming this little crew out of here and kind of getting it together. So just for those listening, the podcast is basically us capturing, these conversations, the learning curve, the laughs, the proud moments, the stuff we still don't understand, all of it. And honestly, we're figuring it out the same way every other cheer dad is, one practice at a time. So I want to talk a little bit about our origin story. Now, before we get into the girls or the season, let's just kind of talk about how we got here. And so, Jeff, you were actually the one who threw out the podcast idea. What kind of led that, or what made you say that to us?
I mean, I think a lot of these understand. There's there's levels to live, right? So there's a bottom level, and there's a top level. And we were all on the top level watching the kids. And I mean, we're just three dads talking about football, talking about our lives. And it was just a great conversation. And it lasts the entire time. There's a lot of laughs, you know what I mean? And the conversations that we have, and we all have big voices. And I'm just like, man, it'd be funny if we were in a podcast. Let's talk about this stuff. Because I'm sure there's cheer dads all over this nation that have the same questions that we do, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
We learned that from each
I
other.
don't know too many of them that got shushed. Like we got shushed.
Quite a bit. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why we started. I just think we have a great conversation, you know, cheer, football, sports, just everything. That's, to me, it's a conversation I feel like a lot of dads would be part of.
Yeah. I mean, dads just don't have, I realize we just don't have that much recognition in the sport. We were getting equipped. We're 16 weeks into our season already. And the women have gotten things. The girls have gotten like outfits. And David's over here being like, where's the cheer dad stuff, man? So did you think, David, that we were serious when we said we were going to do this? Or what was your initial reaction when you kind of heard we were going to do a podcast?
I mean, you know, I thought it was something we were talking about. I don't know if it was actually going to happen, you know. But
There's a lot of talk.
Yeah, I mean, I realized it was more official once we got the agenda and things were happening. I was like, this is legit. And but I mean, it makes sense. Like, 'cause I think we've all bonded over the fact that we struggled to, like, it's very hard to get involved in for dads in cheer. It's like really on the other side with dance as well. It's very much like, you know, you get the team moms, the teams this, and the moms are very, very involved. But for dads, it's like, it's hard to figure out what your role is. And I think that's what we've kind of, you know, there's some dads that kind of just bow out and just say, I don't have a role. And I think we've kind of pushed in and leaned in more and said, we're going to find a role and figure out what we can do. So
that's what I think so fun is it's just, we've embraced the idea of being cheer dads. And it's weird, man, because we've seen the big girls, right? We've been at Showcase, we've been at shows, and we see the 14-year-olds, the 16-year-olds, and it shocks me that potentially our girls could get that level.
Flips and like holding each other.
Oh my God, man.
yeah.
I was just blown away. But our girls have embraced it, man. So yeah, let's kind of talk about the team, right? The Starlights. So we want to paint a picture for you guys, anyone listening, to kind of just give some scope to our team. I'll go with you, David. When Everly got in and the season actually started happening, we started having our practices. Like, what was your first impression of Starlights back in August when our season kicked off?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it was a lot more, it's just different. You know, I'm used to playing football. I'm used to just watching practices in different ways, and they just do things a little bit differently. But I think the girls were, you know, it was very clear to me that Everly she's one of the youngest in the team, as is Ruby and as is Izzy. And so they just, you could tell they had just had a lot of progress and a lot of things to do where she just felt like she was lost, for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're 8, right? We're in the 8 to 12 group, which is even crazier. Bella broke her toe within the first 3 weeks of the season, and had to sit on sidelines. But I think that was it. Is like, oh boy, because we see the class before us too, right? We see the girls before us, and sometimes I'm like, man, our girls got a lot of work to do.
Got a long way to go.
Long way to go.
Way to go.
And so.
They have.
And they have.
A long way.
It's-
Yes, in a short amount of time too, which is kind of crazy, right?
It is crazy. And that's what I think's opened up to me is watching our daughters have growth mindsets. I mean, Ruby was scared to get up at one point as a flyer.
We wanted to quit at one point,
Yeah,
right? I mean, for a whole week there, we didn't know if we were coming back. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, until I read the contract that said you still have I was like, well, I hate to tell you this, Ruby. We're gonna keep coming back.
Hey, I'm sure a lot of dads, we're the ones footing the bill 80% of the
I
time.
didn't want to force her to do it, right? But
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go have fun.
Let's go do something.
You can do this.
Yeah. So it's just a growth. David, what surprised you about how serious competitive cheer was now that we're kind of getting into it, seeing it? Like, were you coming into it thinking it was just going to be lightweight through the weeks and just something fun, or did you see it like?
Well, like I said, I had a little background with competitive dance, and I saw how competitive that is. I didn't expect it to be as competitive here. You know, I thought it was, they have different levels of competitive stuff here, and so I knew that this wasn't, you know, we were coming at the entry level, right? This is the youngest team on the competitive team. So it was hard to know what to expect for sure. But I mean, their coaches are intense, for sure. So it definitely took Everly a little bit of getting used to. There's definitely a little bit more tough love than I was, expecting, but I think it's great for her.
Yeah.
I think that's different, right? So, because did you play football, Tom?
Yeah.
So when we play football, we're used to those coaches, right? Because our dads are on our butts from day one at football practice. I'm getting yelled at like he's expecting me to play for Tampa Bay, but I should have already known. I'm gonna say Tampa Bay. I know you're Chicago, but we got show some love to Tampa.
For all the dads out there, we got a Bears fan and two Bucks fans.
We didn't find out he was a Bears fan until they started doing good. But that's okay.
It's too late. It's too late.
It's too late now. But no, right? So we grew up with dads from day one that are like, oh, boom. So then we've had those coaches going up through, grade school, high school coaches are just screaming at you. And then, if you're lucky enough to make it to college, that's a whole different level of getting yelled at, right? But when I brought her here, I'm like looking at these coaches like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
They're getting yelled at.
Yeah. And I mean, and we could talk about the coaches because the coaches for us, we have three of them, right? We have Coach Queen, we have Coach Carly, and we have Coach Mia. From what we understand, us dads putting it together, Coach Queen is a world champion back in 2024 or 2025. I believe her and Carly were partnered up together, and then Mia is like just the coach. But they're aggressive. They scare me.
They do.
And
then when she had that hairpiece on, I was
like I said, the chance to watch the coaches perform at the last showcase was definitely even more eye opening.
Right,
a lot more respect that they're like. Not only can they just preach it, but like they can do all these things. Like things significantly harder than what our girls are doing. So it's one thing to be yelling at people. You should be doing this. You should be to stand up. But then, most of us are used to our football coaches yelling at, and they're they couldn't do half of what we're doing.
They're just
and these girls can go and
and then they do it
right now.
Yeah, that's what I thought was cool. Is they coach, but they don't. We said that as dads, like show them what good looks like. Like you do it real quick because they're yelling at the girls saying, "Hey, do this," and it's like they're 8. They don't know what that should look like. But then we saw them at the showcase. Our first showcase was a couple weeks ago, and it was incredible, man. It was electric. Like
it was great.
It was incredible for my first kind of experience. Now, because of that, it really hyped me up for competition. I'm very, very excited because showcase was just family, friends, kind of let them go through it. I mean, we got to talk about what happened at our showcase.
I felt like the entire city of Phoenix was at our showcase. It was packed.
They sold a lot of tickets.
No, they sold a lot of tickets.
That place was packed. Even she said it was a lot more than what we thought, which is great because they said, by the way, I learned this, that the crowd is judged with the girls.
Mm-hmm. The crowd? See, I didn't even... I'm finding this out right now.
The crowd's reaction.
At showcase.
Of one of the line items.
Yeah, we have to be like... She wants dads in the back doing cartwheels and like signs and loud. And I was like, oh, so we're actually doing okay.
Yeah. So they want to see that the crowd is in it. They're getting the crowd excited and things like that.
Because if they see them just
tired and bored and filming with their phones, no reaction, that they get docked in that.
So
that
we
section.
need to be running around the crowd like slapping phones out of hands,
getting people engaged, hype.
Yeah,
I
feel like
I mean, I'm telling you.
Then we're getting shushed upstairs.
Come on.
I mean, that's we gotta practice too.
I looked at my wife and I said, "You can't yell at me no more. This is what they want me to be doing out here at these comps."
They said it.
I'm gonna be proud.
The cheer director herself.
From the cheer director
turns around and looks at me. I'm gonna say, we have to practice. That's from now on.
That's what it is. We're getting our vocals ready. We're gonna be hyped. Yeah. We talked about going shirtless with USA on there, being wild animals.
That might dock them points.
Yeah, I was at the gym today.
That's gonna go the right direction.
I don't know if I can get a U on this bike. Might have to be.
I might be the S. I got a little S going on. Oh, I love that. So cool. So let's talk about then now, like our girl's journey, because you said a minute ago, David, that the progression that Everly has made. Ruby wanted to quit for a whole week at one point. Yeah. So yeah, let's start there with Ruby. What was that like? What's that journey been like? Kind of the last 16 weeks from how it started to where she's at now.
Yeah, I mean, she wanted to quit. She didn't like flying. That was like her big thing. She didn't get in the air, kind of scared her. I think she had fallen down and hurt her back, and she was like, I don't want to do this. And then because, our girls are some of the smaller ones, they're flying. Like, there's no...
there's no ends about it.
Like, your daughter, she can't... She's not...
You're going to be in there.
You're going to be in the air.
Izzy is birth...
You're going to be in the air.
She's 8 years old and looks like she's 4. She's tiny.
I think what honestly did it, and what I'd like everybody to know, like, was the private lessons.
Honestly, that was the biggest thing that made the biggest difference for you guys. Seriously.
Exactly. She did a private lesson and she found out that, I can really do this. You know what I mean? I can do a back walkover. And now my coach is seeing that I want to try. It's been a completely different world, man. So that's what I'm saying. If your daughter is struggling and you're like, man, I don't know, you can kind of tell she wants to do it because she's at home watching, the zombies and cheerleader movies. So I know she wants to be a cheerleader. She's running around doing this all day long.
You gotta help. Yeah.
Private lessons. Get her to a point where she does a private lesson, because when they're in a group of 15.
We have 22 girls on this team. Yeah. And they're all 8 to 12. So some are seasoned,
noticed, right?
some are brand new.
It's
yeah.
hard to get noticed.
Yeah.
Yep. So when you do a private lesson, and make sure you do a private lesson with your coach.
Yeah. Don't go random.
Yeah. You just can't, hey, I want a private lesson.
No.
And, whoever shows up. Yeah, dude. But I think that's what did it, man. She did
it in like 2-3 sessions. Remember, we talked about it. She wasn't able to do the I can't even get the terminology right. The
back walker.
Back walker.
Dads out there, you all understand this. I was just going to tell you, David, like how amazing it was. Jeff was dropping the lingo just smooth, like, oh yeah, the count, and he was just in it.
Yeah.
I've seen your growth.
It's that thing where she stands there and kicks like this.
The arabesque. I learned the arabesque. I was like, I don't know this stuff, man.
Dropping the weight.
Yeah. So yeah, the lessons, I would say, it's just like when we played sports. Dads know this. Like, you got to go do the extra. It's not just show up and you're going to get good. You got to do the extra in between stuff. Doing a private once every couple of weeks is helpful. Because your daughter gets that 30 minutes to an hour just focused on her with coach and can do the back bends and work with her footing.
Yeah. She learns to go foot.
And now what? Ruby wears a band on her foot to tell her which foot to lift?
She can't come to practice without that band. So I'm like, you got to be. This has been very I'm just glad it didn't cost me any extra money to get the little band. Because I saw Cohen put that on her foot, and I'm like,
that's a bit. I'm getting an invoice for that one.
Talk about expectations.
Yeah. So what about for you, David, with Everly? What's kind of the progression been from?
Yeah. So I call it like little wins, right? Like for her to get involved, it's very hard when she's trying something new and she's kind of struggling. Like she just needs to get that first little win, that first recognition of like, oh, you did that well. And then you could tell that she wants it more type thing. And so she struggled for that for a while. And we signed up for the private lessons and things like that. They call them privates. I don't know if we could just talk about that for a minute. I don't like the term private. One of the group chats is called Carly's Privates. Talk about the privates lessons that Carly teaches. I can't get behind it.
Hot hubby over here is
okay. So we have to talk about this real quick because your wife changed it today. It came in as David Woods.
That was me.
Yeah, he changed it.
I did
so
that
for our listeners, we have a parents chat and then we have a coaches chat, and the wives are in there. We as the dudes have not. We've not been in there, but promise you. We hear about it. Yeah. We hear all the conversation. And a couple nights ago, one of the David's wife added him to the group chat so he could be in there, and it came in as hot hubs. Because in her phone, that's what he did to her, right?
When you add somebody from your contacts, it adds their name initially as whatever you have their contact name saved as, and I'm saved as Hot Hubs in her phone. Which I did that to her. I switched it to be funny.
We should have called our podcast name Hot Cheer Dads.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a good moment. And then we, for 16 weeks, called him Chris, and it was David. Yeah. So if you hear us throughout the podcast reference this man as Chris or David, they are the same person.
He doesn't correct you, right?
No.
So, how long?
That was my bad.
Calling him Chris, and then you had us snowed, man.
No, you had us.
By the time I realized that you were for sure calling me Chris, I realized it is deep. It's just now. We can't go.
We
back
had the
to this
downstairs
point.
crew calling him that.
Committed. Yeah, if my wife hadn't said anything, you'd probably still be calling me Chris.
The best part, she's like, "Are you talking about my husband?" And Tom's like, "Yeah, Chris," and she's like, "No,
and
David."
Then hits us with, "Wait, what's his real name?" And we're like thinking C, Cole, Charles. She's all, "No, David."
At that point,
yes. What's been the funniest moment of the season for you so far? What's stuck out for you? Maybe his name or anything else, but like, or the girls, something they've done.
I think honestly, so far the absolute funniest is when we were talking and all those girls looked up at us and shushed us.
Yeah,
the entire.
You weren't there.
I wasn't there that way.
So it was the other dad.
Oh yeah,
and he was out.
Before,
they turned, they looked up at us and they went.
So for people listening, we have a 2-story gym building, and we're the upstairs crew. We hang out upstairs.
Which is exposed. The downstairs is encased in glass, so you can't hear anything. You sit upstairs.
You hear the coaches.
You can hear all the coaches. You can hear the feedback. they can also hear us.
But apparently, me, David,
Should be downstairs.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But me, Jeff, and David apparently get shushed by our wives very often. And one night,
On a minute basis.
yeah.
We get shushed.
And then one night we had another dad up there and he was kind of chopping it up with us. And we got a little animated and all of a sudden it gets real quiet. And me and Jeff look over and we look down and all the girls in formation look up and go, shh. And it was the most embarrassing moment. I was like, oh, wow.
I was so happy. I'm like, finally, I'm getting some recognition. Cheer,
Little win.
Well worth it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that that's us practicing.
That's us
So
practicing.
how
We got to
does
tell
this-
them now. Yeah, we're just rooting for our girls. I don't know what to tell you.
No idea. That was us.
Well, I do want to talk about, and something that I think has been really cool about this too is, how about the confidence of your girls since joining competitive cheer? From what they were before this was ever on their radar to now, has that had any impact? Have they gotten more sassy, more confident, more engaged with the girls, or are they still kind of in their nutshells?
I think Everly's starting to open up a little bit with the girls. She struggles to make new friends. For whatever reason, like at her school, she's very popular. She knows all the kids. She knows everyone in their school. But when she gets to that new situation where she's not, especially in something that she's not naturally very good at. And so when there's she was just very intimidating when she first got here, especially because most of the girls are older than she is. But I've seen definitely more of that where she's feeling more comfortable with the girls around her, but also feeling more confident about, she didn't want people to come to the showcase at first. So 3
Really?
weeks for the showcase, she told us, don't invite any family and stuff. Like, I'm not ready for them to watch me perform yet. And the day before, she asked us, hey, can you invite everybody? Because she was excited and felt more confident about it and things like
Wow.
that. So I think she knows the routine. She knows those things and she feels more confident about what she's doing. So it's fun to watch for sure. But like I said, it comes with those little wins. Even they give out those little, I can't tell you how excited she is when she gets one of those little animal things at the end of practice.
Those little dads out there,
Animals in the sticks.
man.
Does
She
she
just
dig it?
lose-
She
I
gets
mean,
a sticker?
it's a good night.
The
It's a
whole
good night.
She's,
Night.
Yeah.
it's a whole thing.
Our
Excited,
coaches,
runs
yeah.
in, tells her mom, tells everybody in the whole house. She's got them all, every one of them on her dresser.
Really? She's collecting every single one, huh?
Yeah, those little animals are clutch. So if you want a good week,
Yep.
you want those little animals,
Yep.
it's a good week.
And they get those for, getting their points, their timing, their points, they're taking the coaching. And it is kind of cool at the end when they highlight 3 girls, I think. Each coach gets one pick.
Three,
And Bella's come out running, just being ecstatic. Sometimes though, problem with my daughter is she's too competitive. My daughter is definitely like, if I didn't get one, I failed tonight. And I'm like, whoa, take a breath. But also, yeah, get it together. But she does get a little I didn't get one tonight. But then she's also aware why she didn't get one, which I think is really cool. But Bella gets a little too competitive. But I would say this last 16 weeks, she's gotten to be very sassy. The hardest thing for her was the face.
Yeah.
This whole smiling thing, can we talk about that? Because that shook my world, man.
I don't understand it because I'm looking down there and I know what a smile is. You know what a smile is. A smile's not with your mouth agape,
Yeah.
and that's what they're doing. They're standing there with their mouth they're surprised, like they're watching a nuclear blast go off across the way. That's what it is to me, man. Like, oh man, is
The
that an
first
alien?
time-
That's what it looks
Yeah.
like to me, right?
Yeah.
The first time I saw the girls doing it, I was absolutely cracking up. I thought it was something ridiculous. I was like, what is wrong with this girl? Why is she doing that? And then I realized more of them were doing it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a thing. Like this is, and now they all do it. And it's, I don't think I'll ever get used to it.
I
The
I thought
sliming
they
is
were
funny.
funny, right?
I did. I thought that
they were
was,
doing it to be
yeah.
funny, and it's
And apparently that is what you have to do.
Being taught.
But Bella has a hard time of the balance of learning the steps, where to move, but then also smile and do
Yeah.
the sassiness. I think as they progress and the routine becomes more
Second nature.
second nature,
Yeah.
they'll pick that next part up.
Yeah.
That's what I think I was most shocked about too, is we only get one routine for the whole year. This is from August to April. And I thought different routines is, nope, you learn one and every week
Yep.
that's what we practice. Which is where
It sounds crazy that 6 months from now, we're still going to be doing the same routine and that there's going to be something actually practicing it back, you would think. But, even what they're doing now, they have the base routine, but then they're upgrading it with different moves and more people are involved with this. I think the goal is, for everyone to be doing the walk, back bend, walk over versus just some of the girls doing it. And so it'll be cool to see how it evolves over the next year.
I agree. So now let's talk about what we didn't expect about cheer when we walked in. Anything that kind of stunned you. And so, yeah, what kind of, when you signed up, none of us knew really what we were getting into, right? We'd never been here before. We didn't know. But for you, Jeff, what really got you where you were like, yo?
And to be fair, the only thing that I knew about cheer was what I saw on the Dallas Cowboys cheerleading show that I was forced to watch. I didn't want to watch it, okay?
No.
I didn't want to watch it. Okay, I was forced to watch it. And as a good husband, I watched it.
Fair enough.
All I know.
Hey.
And the other, I mean,
hashtag, good husbands.
From what I saw while I was playing football, which wasn't a lot either. You know what I mean? I think, when I was a senior, of course, I did the thing where you go as the football player and you pretend to be the cheerleader for a night. And, I mean, they made us do choreography, and if you have that many linemen and defensive backs trying to do choreography, it's just a joke. And I don't know how they put up with us. And now I'm kind of like, wow, this is a lot more intense than I really thought cheerleading really was. It's not just pom poms and jumping around and stuff like that. I didn't realize, and honestly, I didn't realize how athletic it was.
Yeah,
I did. Ruby didn't have abs at the beginning of the year, and yesterday she flexed, and I'm like,
yep.
I need to go to the gym. I'm looking at myself in the mirror now, like, okay, I'm gonna start eating a little bit better. I'm gonna go to the gym.
Right?
Yeah, you can see the muscles in the arms developing, the abs, the whole thing, and yeah, it's crazy.
That's what I think is also the growth in they're muscular, they're proud of it. Like my daughter can do a dang cartwheel 3 or 4 times in a row. She can't stop moving every day. But now I'm really excited for when they get older and get into the flying and the stuff. But I think for me, I didn't expect about cheer was, I didn't know this debate around high school cheer, regular cheer versus competitive cheer.
Yeah.
I think in the next episode, we can unpack that, kind of talk about that competitive cheer. But
the levels,
that was just interesting to me that there's
and even here, right? So we're technically a competition cheer team, but we're like a prep.
We're a prep team,
with entry level.
We're
prep,
still competing, and then you've got teams that are traveling across the nation. And one of Lauren's friends, her daughter's in that group before ours, and she was like, "Yeah, we're going to Seattle tomorrow." And I'm like,
"What?"
They travel.
So this is like a thing.
Yeah.
This is where we're headed. In our lives, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess I got to start boosting that savings account.
I'm telling you, I got a buddy who his daughter does gymnastics, and she's been in it since she was 4 or 5, and she's 14. And dude, it's $20,000 a year. He is totally invested in chiropractor, the equipment. His whole house is a gym now. And then they're traveling because you don't have to pay. Just like what we found out with showcase and stuff, we got to buy our tickets. Right. We got to go in there. I'm like, dude,
I'm paying $800 a month, and I got to buy tickets on top of
that. All this stuff.
You want to talk about what I didn't expect was definitely, it's all the hidden costs. You see tuition, you're like, oh, I think it was like $200, $230 a month, which isn't anything to scoff at, but nothing too crazy. Most sports are, reasonable.
Good, yeah.
They're practicing for, an hour and a half, 2 times a night. Sometimes on Saturdays and Sundays. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's all the additional stuff that adds on to it. And then all of a sudden you just get a charge in your account and you're like, $600. What is this for?
You get the alert and you're like, what are we doing? I had to pay $250 for the music?
Yeah.
For the music, bro. I had to pay for the music.
Yeah. Most things, it's like I said, I'm used to football, right? You pay $200 at the beginning of the season. That includes your pads, your jerseys, everything.
And you return it at the end of the year.
You gotta buy your own practice stuff, but everything else is basically, included. And so, yeah, it was that was definitely an eye opener for sure.
The one that really got me too was I'm just not ready for it's been hard, and maybe dads can relate. Watching my daughter in the makeup and the hair, and it's cool at practice. She comes, normal, right? Does her thing. But when we go to showcase or we do these certain all teams and she's got to get the makeup and the hair, I'm like, she'll come downstairs and I'm like, dang, girl, can you go in your room and not come out because it's just crazy to see. And so that's, I know you had a complaint in the beginning, right? About the outfits, the shirts, the crop tops, I won't go anywhere after I don't
we go to the beach a lot, and Ruby's like, I'm gonna wear a bikini. I'm like, whatever, right? I get it. A beginning, I was that dad. Right? No, why don't we just do a one piece? You're 6 years old. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm gonna start embarrassing her too. So I put on the Marine Corps the silkies, and I run around the beach. So I'm like, let's go. You want to be? I'm gonna do it too.
I'm doing it too.
But here they're like, we're gonna wear these little crop top, little tight things. And I'm sorry to say this because I know we're talking about children, but they have fake boobs in these things.
My daughter asked me,
what is this?
Foam padding in it.
Yeah.
Right? What are we doing?
My daughter Izzy came into my office and was like, hey, Dad, by the way, what are these pads right here? And I was like, I'm not having this conversation. Yeah, I'm not doing this.
Right?
8 years old with a top. And I get it. It's the cheer world. It's all about the glam and the whole thing. But it was, and I know your daughter's a little bit more conservative, right?
Yeah,
And she has a hard time.
I mean, our whole family. Like, the reason why my daughter dances the dance studio she does is because they, that's an issue in dance as well. It's just girls, they put them in uniforms, or they're dressed in ways that kids shouldn't be dressed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so it was one thing when we came here that one of the questions we asked is like, what does the cheer uniform look like and things like that. And the cheer uniform is not crop top and things like that. What we didn't ask is what the practice uniform was.
We did not
which is
ask.
Is a short shorts and a sports bra. And there's an optional jersey that you can wear over the top if you want. So that was one thing when we first showed up, like the first practice. The amount of people that were just girls that were wearing, sports bra and shorts, I could tell Everly was like, am I going to have to wear this? And like, am I going to be weird if I don't? And things like that. So luckily there's enough mix in the group and things like that she doesn't feel uncomfortable in it.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
Something I get used to.
It's just an interesting world to be a part of.
It's a completely different world.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the tumbling. Like, I didn't realize the extra classes. Like, now I have to do tumbling. I'm here like 5 days a week, man.
Basically,
I live here.
You do.
I live. Some mom today in the chat was like, "Hey, what's up with spring break? Do we get that off?" And the cheer moms were like, "I'm so sorry to tell you, but that's middle of comp season. Like, we're probably not gonna have a spring break. Like, that's not even." And I was like, "Wow, like."
Which is just crazy when you're talking about 8-year-old.
Right.
Like the competition. It's hard because you got to keep it. Same time, you have to keep it in perspective because there are some people that will make this their entire world.
Yeah.
100%,
right. And then we definitely have some people on our team where this is like the whole world. Some that are living vicariously through their children.
Yeah. Like the moms with the backpacks with all little clips down them, and it's got their name on the backpack, and you're like, wait, hold on a second.
What do we do?
Good stuff.
If they could, they'd be out on those mats with the girls,
It's important for us to keep it in perspective, but also to help our kids, because our kids can also like overamp these things up too and get so nervous about the competitions and get so nervous about this stuff. So like, I want, there's a healthy level of nervousness. You want them to feel those butterflies and stuff, but there's definitely some where you could tell the kids are feeling pressure like crazy. Like, I know there's some that it was optional to show up during fall break, and like they were here every single time for fall break and stuff like that. And
that's a good point to bring up. And for dads that are watching this, a lot of them, they distance themselves from this world. The daughter and the mom go, they're just out there. And then there's some like us that are like, yo, we're in this. We're going to be right there with the wives and kids too. How are you protecting Everly in that motion of being cautious that she doesn't get too down on herself if she's not figuring it out, or not getting too competitive to where you kind of talk mental health in your kid at 8 years old, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We know the dads. We grew up in the 90s. I know dads can relate. Like, we laugh about it all the time. Like, yo, coaches aren't hard enough. And we're kidding. We love our kids. But like, to us, we were on the, doing drills and football practice till we threw up. Like, our parents didn't know that, but we'd have to do bear crawls up and down. So how do you balance that for Everly a lot?
I think I focus more on self-improvement more than like just keep getting better. Football, I'm not sure if you guys learned this in football, but the term Kaizen, which is basically little victories throughout the day, add up to be a big victory. And so I focus on that with her. Just focus on one thing each week. Here's what you're working on, work on that, and just that's those kind of things where she's going to fall. I mean, she's had embarrassing moments. She's fallen, she's tripped, she had her shoe come off and didn't know where to go, and
that was a great moment. So dads out there,
for the whole
this is
your shoe alone.
If you only take one thing away from this podcast, for this episode, if anything falls off of you during your routine, you are to leave it. You just move on.
Leave it and continue to perform.
But I would say the same thing with Izzy and Isabella. I try to kind of tell her, like, 1% better every week. I make micro commitments. I like how the coaches do that of like, hey, Thursday's practice, I need you to write down on a card what you're going to do. And so that way she practices her arabesque, straightening the foot, like smiling, and not worry too much about the competitive nature. And I think I want to get into the showcase here in a second, because we had a moment where they gypped our girls a little bit in what we thought.
Yeah.
But for you, Jeff, on the healthiness of Ruby, right? Adopted, she's yours, your baby. She wanted to quit in the beginning. You got to balance that of, do I be that 90s dad that's like, nah, you're doing this, or do you pull?
You're right, Tom. It's tough because I want to be that football dad. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I grew up with. That's all I've ever known was football dad. You know what I mean? And so it was really tough because I wanted to be tough on her, like, you're not putting your helmet on right. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I'm like, wow, you can't say there's a difference between girls and boys, but I think mentally there is when it comes to sports. And so you don't want to be like right in her face yelling at her like, you need to do this better. I need to be more of a coach, really.
Yeah.
Right.
A guide.
A guide. And yeah, that's what it was. The small battles, fight this. Hey, let's do those private lessons. Let's try it. Let's make sure
We've checked all the boxes. Yeah.
You're telling me you don't want to do it because of one small movement.
Yeah.
Right? Because you fell down. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you have a team.
Yeah.
Let the team rally around you. Let's go. Let's do these private lessons. Let's see if you like it. You know what I mean? And I think that was a big win, is because she had a win. You know what I mean? It's really to me, the dynamic is really, it's a lot different from us being, men.
Yeah.
And growing up playing man sports. I call it that because it's not anymore. Anybody can play these sports, but
it was that era.
Yeah. There's the different way that you got coached, and now how Cheer is coached is like, you got to be, I don't know. It's just, it's
like a
mindset.
finesse,
It's more, it is. It's more finesse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I'll tell you, Coeen, shout out to Coeen. She will get you.
100%.
I hope you hear this.
Coeen is a 1980s football coach.
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna start calling her Ditka. I'm gonna start saying Coach Ditka, whatever you want.
Because but she does it so, what's so cool about her and Carly and Mia is they know when to come stern, but they also know when to celebrate the wins with them, guide them through it, make funny jokes. They'll laugh. They get the sassiness with them. And it was cool this week after, we'll talk about Showcase here, actually, because they had their big win, right? As a group, they got their hit pin. We don't know about hit pins. I had no idea. We'll get to that. But we had our big milestone, right? We had the Showcase. And so we would, Tuesday, Thursdays for 14 weeks prior to Showcase. So we didn't even know the full routine.
Sundays, yeah.
Yeah, we had all teams on Fridays, a couple Saturdays. What was your reaction when you got to Showcase and kind of seen it all come together? The girls actually come out and put on their performance. What was that like for you?
Yeah, I think it was really, I mean, we'd seen the routine over and over again, right? We'd see it in practice, and to see them perform it was awesome because they did a really good job. They were like, that was probably the best performance that, the best they had performed it. Earlier that week, we had some really good practices. I mean, so it was definitely hesitant going into it, keeping expectations,
reasonable,
reasonable and things like that. But, especially for all of them, this is the first time they performed it in front of a group, family, friend. And there was a lot of people there. Like I said, there was at least, at least 100, 150.
I've had less people at football games.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. There's definitely less people at a Pop Warner football game.
Yeah.
There were less people.
Oh, God. I think there was a good 300 people in that building. I mean, we were packed in there,
everywhere.
Man. Yeah.
It was, So it was really cool to see them kind of rise to the occasion and hit it. And like you mentioned, it was disappointing at the end because they didn't do their big
They didn't do the pyramid or the dance.
Practicing a lot, or the dance, which they had actually picked up very quickly and were performing pretty well.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a letdown towards the end there, but
to me that was one of, I think, the biggest letdowns, right? Because to me it wasn't a competition. No. Yeah, it was a showcase. But it wasn't a competition, right?
Yeah, there's no winners.
If
there's
they
no
falter, or if they weren't able to get their leg up, you know what I mean? Like, give them a chance.
Yeah,
let's see how they perform that in front of the group. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not a cheer coach. I don't know. You know what I mean? I could have been like, I would have had my quarterback throw the bomb down the field. You know what I mean?
David said it. He's had practices where the whole week you work on a drill and then the coach cuts it. Game day, it's like, hey, we're not going to run that. And you're like, but we worked so hard. Let us do
it. It happens. You run a play all week and coach realizes Friday, like, we just don't have this down enough that I trust to call this in the game. But again, like you mentioned, like, there's things that can go wrong, right? Like you could,
that's the thing.
But here, it's like, this seemed like a pretty safe environment. Also, there's learning opportunities when they do fall.
Testing environment, right?
Yeah.
When they
pressure cook it.
When they don't do it right and they mess up, do they get back in line and continue the routine and things like that? So, I think it was from someone who's completely inexperienced, a missed opportunity for them to possibly try and fail. Because again, a lot of ways you grow by failing.
Or the only way to learn is to fail.
To go through it. Yeah.
So I was kind of taken back when we didn't do it.
How? Okay, so that's from us, right? We're invested here. We want to see this. Oh, what from the girls' perspective? How did Ruby night before, night after, like kind of after things? Did she notice the routine being cut? Was she bummed?
To be fair to you, I don't think she was bummed at all.
No.
I honestly don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it phased her one little bit.
I really
To be
didn't
fair,
notice
I
at all.
don't think it phased her at all. You know what I mean? She was kind of like just happy to perform. She was happy we were all there for her. She was ecstatic that we were going bananas over there for them. You know what I mean? It wasn't just us going bananas.
No, it
All
was
the other
everybody.
cheerleaders. I was
Yeah.
like, man, we got to outdo. If we're practicing, we got to pay some.
Hey, we got to get on it.
They're loud, and
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I mean, they've been cheering though, right? So now it's on.
Well, and that's what
now
I
they
think we
do.
need to form
feel
a
it.
dad cheer squad.
That's what I'm
Hey,
saying.
I'm telling you.
Like, have you seen it? Is it the banana ball where they got the male leaders?
Yeah.
I'm in, man. I
Yeah.
will get the shorty shorts.
But I think the girls love that, right? And I think if you're a dad listening to this and kind of maybe just stumbled on it, like, go be there for them. You know, if
Right,
you can
right.
make it,
that was, I think, the biggest thing. You're there for that.
especially if they're daddy girls, you know, like my daughter, I have a lot I could be doing. I'm not going to lie. An hour and a half, 3 hours a week, 5 hours a week. I could be getting stuff done, but I make that sacrifice and I come through. But because my daughter loves it, you know, and it makes her feel proud. And it was just weird to see them not get phased by the cutout. We were more worked up because we knew, but the girls were like, yeah, we weren't ready.
They
We're
weren't
good.
phased at all.
No.
They were not phased at all. They were just happy to be there, and they're happy to see their
that's-
teams, and they're happy to perform. And I'm like, okay.
And they're happy to get that hit pin for performing their routine perfect.
Yeah, so then we find
Unfortunately,
out, yeah, we didn't even realize this, and I still don't quite get it.
So they don't get a hit pin like every time.
no.
It's like they got it.
No, so
I
that
had no idea.
so
So
in-
it's something I had no idea about.
in practice they get these if they perform the routine and they do it perfect,
Okay.
they get these pins. And that was the first time they performed it perfect was in the
So
showcase.
if they do it in practice, perfect,
Yep.
they get a pin too.
I don't know if it's a pin, but they get they have like a board,
A
they put
star board?
the star board where they get like a sticker on it, and whichever team has the most stickers, so they get rewarded for performing perfect even in practices.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
I didn't
know that. I thought it was comp only, but yeah, this hit pin, the girls got ecstatic when they found out. They were like bananas.
Yeah.
I mean, the best part is that she left it in my car and had no idea that it's probably still in my car.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
sitting on our counter. I brought it home,
went
but she was
right
super
over
excited when she
backpack
got
right
it.
away.
Yeah.
something,
Like-
you know? But
Yeah.
that I thought was really cool. After seeing comp, we got to see the coaches, stuff like that. Did it make you more excited for what's about to happen January through April as getting into comp?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I kind of want to see. Now I
I'm-
want to see the show. Though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I saw the little league T-ball. I'm ready for the MLB. Like I want to see the show.
I want to see the posh hair. Like this whole posh hair thing have me just I can't
They make like little things that they can clip onto their hair.
Yeah,
That's what
you
I'm
missed it.
saying,
So
yeah.
at the coach's performance, they all had it, and it's
it's
this
a
big.
whole piece. And dude, it's
It's
sewed
bigger than
in.
their
It's a
head.
thing.
No, it's sewed into
It's
their
like,
hair.
it's
You have to
sewed
sew
in
it in.
I thought it was
They-
like a
Yeah.
clip.
No.
man.
They
They're
have to
expensive.
lace it through their bun. They put up a bun and then they
Let's
have
be
to
fair,
like lace
everything
it.
in cheerleading is expensive.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
The least
It's
amount of clothes is the most
Is.
expensive thing.
It's
in the world. I
expensive
don't care.
and over the top.
Yeah.
Everything's over the top.
Completely.
The
And you don't
face
get
is
stuff
over the
on time.
top, the hair's over the top. The
Yeah.
makeup's over the. The whole thing is over the top.
And you don't get your stuff like for months. I mean, you're gonna be footing bills and be like, "Yo, where is this stuff coming?" Like
Yeah.
we got our stuff 4 nights
Yeah.
before
We got
all
our
team and
our
showcase.
practice uniform. We haven't got our uniforms yet. We got our practice uniform.
Oh my gosh.
So the
12
uniform
weeks
they
in.
had, that's their real uniform though.
Yeah.
Okay,
They got
I
it
think
now.
so.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
one-
yeah.
yeah.
We got the practice one and then we got the real one.
Yeah.
My daughter has to get hers altered because
Yeah,
it doesn't fit.
cool.
Like she's too tiny. But I'm like, man, all this stuff adds up. Like it's a whole new world. The terminology. I make Izzy so mad because I walk around the house and I say, clean and dip. I'm like, clean and dip. And she's like, oh, Daddy, it is dip and clean. And I was like, nah, clean and dip. And she gets so mad. But it's crazy.
Because all I ever hear is clap up, down.
Oh,
hit, the
God.
entire day.
Clap up, hit that. Like,
I thought I'd hear 6, 7 every 10 seconds,
Nope.
but nope, it's clap up, down, hit every day. And I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna get a shirt that says clap up, down, hit. And
yeah, we
everybody's
should get
gonna-
it. Yeah.
Everybody in cheer is gonna know what I'm talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also loved our music. That's what I thought was cool on Showcase too. Is dude, the music, bro. We've trashed on it. We thought it was ridiculous, and then when we got to Showcase, like we actually had the best one.
I still think it's ridiculous, but it is the
Yeah.
best one. I mean,
Yeah.
You better run, boy.
run, boy. Lasers shooting off. I'm like,
A lot of sass.
A lot of sound.
Yeah.
We don't follow trends. We set them, and it's like, oh, all right.
Oh boy.
And our daughters sing it constantly.
Oh,
I think like
with attitude.
with attitude,
Yeah.
they've got to learn the sass a little bit more, which I don't want to encourage because it
Yeah.
absolutely terrifies me that like when she's 14, 15, she's just going to be like ruthless.
You better run.
Yeah.
Right?
But at the same time, she's got to show up, right? They got to get into it, and they're not there yet because they're so focused on the timing, the stuff.
Yeah.
But they'll get there.
Right.
All right, cool. So we can wrap up. Before we kind of wrap up the first episode here now, what I'd love to do is just set the stage for kind of our vision for this and what we all discussed for those listening. We're going to record every Thursday during practice, follow the girls through comp season starting, talk cheer, dad life. We'll get more into sports. The Detroit Lions are playing the Cowboys right now. I don't know what it is. Do you know what it is?
I honestly don't know.
Yo, man, we got to find
feeling we'll be talking about the Bears pretty deep.
Okay.
January,
God.
maybe
This is what I'm talking about.
February.
The Bears
Oh my
All
God.
of a sudden, the close.
Have you ever heard of somebody brag about the Bears on the podcast?
His son's running around in a
Oh,
20s Bears.
God.
I know he's saying.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I think he went in his attic, grabbed all the Bears.
all the stuff.
They're doing
You
good.
know,
Some people know. You know what I mean?
look, we're Bucks fans. We've had our run, but it has been tough this year with Baker but yeah, we're at least had. Hey, you know what? I always say, as long as you've had a Super Bowl within the last 10 years, you're relevant. So I feel like we're all right. You know, if you've been, when's the last time for the Bears? 1940? Well, we'll record, we'll talk about stuff like this, raising daughters, sports, having some fun, whatever comes up. We want this a place to be what cheer dads can relate to. We talked about it, right? Like, you got to sit at practice for an hour. I hope you'll take us with you.
Right.
You know, listen, jam out with us while you're watching the games too, and hang out. But with the vision of this, what are you most excited about to talk about kind of this season on the podcast as we go through this? What's something that, excites you to talk more about, David?
I think, like I said, that just we're still figuring it out, but figuring out our role and just talking about what that role is and expanding it. Like I said, I think there's a lot of dads who saw that routine for the first time at the showcase.
Yeah.
And the girls have been practicing for 14 weeks, and that's the first time they have no idea that they didn't even do the dance part.
They just foot the bill and that's it.
It ended.
Yeah.
That's where we're supposed to end. They have no idea they didn't do the pyramid. And that's for me is just hoping to encourage more dads to kind of stay involved, because I know it's not easy at all. And like I said, we'll see it with competition season. Moms will be back in stage, getting them prepped, getting their makeup on, doing all those things. Dads were usually standing out inside talking about football. But just embracing our role and just learn more about it.
I like that, man. What about it for you, Jeff?
Well, same thing, embracing the role of the cheer dad. You know what I mean? It's like this world, I think, has predominantly been cheer mom, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of still is, because if Ruby comes to me and she's like, "Hey, Dad, can you put my makeup on?" I'm looking at her going, "Look, this is gonna go one ways." And I don't know if you've seen Batman, that's how it's gonna go. You know what I mean? So we need
Joker
to
style.
But so that's what it is. I want to see, the progression of, being a cheer dad and the progression of our daughters and cheer, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait to kind of see where this goes.
That's what I'm excited about is learning the cheer stuff more, because I really would like to be able to be that dad who could do the hair, relieve my wife of it. I'd be down, like, to just figure that all out. But Bella will ask, and I'm like, yeah, no, I can't. I can't get the high pony or the lipstick, but it'll be fun to see that, the progression. So yeah, man, I'm very excited. And for all the parents out there that are in this grind with us, learn from it. If you're thinking about putting your daughters in, we hope we can educate you, to walk you through this world, because we got some chaos. We didn't even unpack half the stuff.
Oh, yeah. Like you said, we've gone through some trials already. So, to the point where my daughter wanted to quit.
Yep.
Now
My daughter broke her toe.
We're back in this, I'm buying her all kinds of stuff for Christmas for cheer. You know what I mean?
That's
so
what's so crazy, man. I got to get a wedge. Dude, I'm getting a wedge. You already got one of those?
Yeah.
My whole living room's gone, man. I don't even got a living room anymore.
Fold
I'm
out
just
pads
like-
out all over the place. Yeah.
I'm like, man. Well, cool, man. It's been a pleasure, gentlemen. Let's land the plane on episode 1. This was our first episode ever of Cheer Dads Unfiltered. 3 dads outside the gym talking cheer, talking life, and raising strong daughters. Next week, we'll dig into some showcase takeaways a little bit more, what the girls are kind of doing now and working on, and start gearing up for comp season in January. Thanks for hanging with us. We will see you all next Thursday.
See y'all next Thursday.
See you.
Cheer life, no cap. Fly